At My529, we talk to people every day about investing for education, and over the years, we've heard a few misconceptions we'd like to address and how a My529 account can help. Misconception number 1. I know my child will get a scholarship, so we don't need a 529 account. Scholarships are awesome, but regardless of the award amount, it will likely not pay for everything your beneficiary needs throughout their higher education experience. For example, a scholarship may cover tuition and fees, but what about expenses like room and board, books, supplies, and computers? A My529 account is a great complement to a scholarship and can help you plan for other qualified education expenses. If your beneficiary receives a scholarship that covers their higher education costs, you can withdraw your My529 funds up to the amount of the scholarship without incurring tax penalties. However, the earnings portion of your withdrawal would be subject to ordinary state and federal income taxes. See my529.org or the program description for details. Misconception number 2. I don't need to save for my kids' education. I worked my way through college, and so can my kids. In the past, people could work a summer job to cover their tuition. Today, it's not that easy. Unfortunately, tuition increases have outpaced wages. And while working during college can help with the costs, there will still be expenses. That's where a My529 account comes in. Investing in a My529 account can help your beneficiary pay for qualified education expenses, whether their funds cover everything or just tuition, books, or room and board. That's still less than what they would need to borrow with student loans. Saving costs less than borrowing because loans require repayment with interest. Misconception number 3. I'm worried we won't use all the funds and that any leftover money will be tied up in my 529 account. Don't worry, if you have additional funds remaining in your My529 account after your beneficiary completes their education, you have options. You can change the beneficiary to a member of the family, and that includes you as the account owner. You could create a legacy by keeping funds in the account for the next generation, such as a grandchild, and then change the beneficiary. You can now roll over unused funds to a Roth IRA, subject to certain restrictions. See my529.org for details and consult your tax advisor about your individual situation. Ultimately, the money is yours, and you can withdraw it at any time. If the funds are not used for qualified education expenses, taxes and penalties will apply only to the earnings portion of the withdrawal, so see the program description for details. Misconception number 4. I didn't know you could use My529 funds for schools other than universities in another state or even country. My529 funds can be used at eligible educational institutions across the United States or abroad that are qualified to participate in federal financial aid programs, not just in Utah. Eligible schools include colleges, universities, and technical colleges, as well as trade schools. You can even use them for registered apprenticeships or for graduate school. Check for a school's eligibility at the Federal Student Aid website. Misconception number 5. I thought 529 plans were only for tuition. My529 funds can be used tax-free when withdrawn for qualified education expenses, including tuition and fees, books, supplies, and required equipment, computers, educational software, and internet access. Room and board expenses for students attending at least half-time, including housing, as well as school meal plans. Even K-12 tuition expenses at public, private, or religious schools up to $10,000 in a calendar year. My529 funds can be used for student loan payments for a beneficiary or their sibling, up to a total of $10,000. They can even be used to pay for registered apprenticeships, including fees, books, supplies, and required equipment. But be aware, not all school-related costs are considered qualified education expenses. For example, you can't use My529 funds for cell phone plans, fraternity or sorority dues, or transportation costs. Visit my529.org or check out the program description to learn more about My529, 529 accounts, and qualified and non-qualified expenses. Investing is an important decision. The investments in your account may vary with market conditions and could lose value. Carefully read the program description in its entirety for more information and consider all investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. For a copy of the program description, call 1-800-418-2551 or visit my529.org. Investments in My529 are not insured or guaranteed by My529, the Utah Board of Higher Education, the Utah Education Savings Board of Trustees, any other state or federal agency, or any third party. However, federal deposit Insurance Corporation insurance is provided for the FDIC insured investment option. In addition, My 529 offers investment options that are partially insured for the portion of the respective investment option that includes FDIC insured accounts as an underlying investment. The state in which you or your beneficiary pay taxes or live may offer a 529 plan that provides state tax or other benefits, such as financial aid, scholarship funds, and protection from creditors, not otherwise available to you by investing in My 529. You should consider such benefits, if any, before investing in My 529. My 529 does not provide legal, financial, investment, or tax advice. You should consult your own tax or legal advisor to determine the effect of federal and state tax laws on your particular situation.